Hello, family. Welcome back to the channel. How y'all doing tonight? Look, family, tonight we're getting into the story behind the story because the more I sat with Clarissa's conversation and what she tried to get across to us, the more I realized something wasn't adding up. I think a lot of people felt this as well. Y'all tell me in the comments, did you feel like something was not adding up? Now, I want y'all to listen closely tonight because there were a few moments that completely changed the way I looked at this situation. Not just what was said, but how it was said, Clarissa's pauses, her energy was off, and her deflection. She did a lot of that. The little things people normally miss, I did not miss. And I'm going to show you in just a moment. And once you notice it, everything starts making sense. So, tonight, family, we're going to break this all the way down together. So, make sure y'all paying attention and go ahead in the chat and comment like you always do. Because, of course, I want to hear what you have to say. And I want to know, do you see what I see? Now, let's get on to the video. Okay, let's get these clips pulled up so we can start to analyze what was going on with Claressa. Now, I'm not going to play the entire video. I'm only going to play certain parts. And I have some other things that we're also going to analyze tonight. So I need you to put your thinking caps on, and I need you to be in those comments telling me exactly what you feel about the situation. So let me switch screens, and then we're going to get right into this commentary tonight. Okay, let's see. Can you all hear me? Thank you. Thank you. Can you all hear me clearly before we get started? Thank you all. I see you saying happy Labor Day. Thank y'all so much. Good evening, everybody. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Okay, thank you, girl. What's the tea? Okay, so let's get started with the clip with Claressa. Now, I'm not going to play the entire clip because I do want to show some other things, and it's going to all add up, okay? So pay attention and let me know if I missed something, okay? I'm going to need your participation. You know how we do over here on this channel. Now, let's get started.
Number of promotions that exist in the world, MVP does not run boxing. So let's wrap that shit up. I'm not banned from boxing. Actually, I have a huge fight announcement coming soon. So we're going to start with that. Yes, and I am boxing. I'm definitely women's boxing.
Now, I want you to pay particular attention to what she just said, okay? So this is how you know when a person is deflecting. Claressa said that she is not banned from boxing, okay? MVP banned her. Correct. MVP never said that Claressa is banned from boxing. They don't have the power to do that. And Claressa knows that. But in my opinion, what she does is she deflects and she tries to add to the situation her own words so it can appear as if something happened that did not happen. That's the first thing. She also said, I absolutely will be boxing and I will be women boxing. Now, who are you going to box with if it's not women, Claressa? Because you can't box with men. It's not legal. It would never happen. You know, in my opinion, it would never happen. So right now, there are no boxing matches between a woman and a man. So again, she takes something that is supposed to be her addressing a situation and she turns the story. That's deflection. If you also pay attention to Claressa's mannerism and her energy is off, look at her face. She's paying attention her audience is saying because she's in a live chat. And these are mostly her people that believe what she says. So she's going to add subtle words in there as if some things were said that wasn't said. And yes, she's going to paint a different narrative. Exactly, Terry. Now, I want you to pay attention to that because if what you are saying is true, okay, the truth does not need anything added to it. the truth don't change. Now let's go on.
For sure. Now, I'm not going to get into too much of the situation that happened, since folks on press charges, whatever the case may be. But I will say this. Both of MVP and Baumgartner's statements were lies. That is defamation of character. For those who saw the video of Baumgartner threatening me, telling me I'll beat your ass right now, biatch.
Oh, Claressa, where did you get that biatch from? I just wonder. Anyway, let's go on.
That is a threat. So therefore, you saying everything that happened was completely unprovoked, that's a lie. We all know that MVP statement is always going to be to paint me out to be a bad person, to have bad character, to come after, to assassinate my character. We know that MVP does that.
Now, that's something that we don't know. Family, do you know that? I have not heard MVP in particular come out and say a bunch of negative things when it comes to Claressa. Okay. Jake Paul is on, he's in partnership with Nikisa. I think his last name is pronounced by Darian. They are in partnership for what you call MVP. Okay. But I have not heard a bunch of negative things when it comes to Claressa. However, there has been some back and forth between Jake Paul and Claressa, which I'm going to let you see because it plays into exactly what I am going to be revealing to you tonight and why this is all starting to add up. Now, let's go on.
MVP tries to trigger me every chance they get, tries to pick at me. I mean, they literally came out the gate. When MVP first came out the gate, announcing that they were a promotion, they came out the gate calling Amanda Serrano the real GWOAT. And all through the comment section on that post, all you seen was the GWOAT is Claressa Shields. The GWOAT is Claressa Shields. I had to literally send them paperwork and tell them, stop using GWOAT. That is trademarked, it's owned, it's mine, it's me.
Now, let me stop it right there. So according to Nikisa, the only reason why they refer to someone else as being the GWOAT is because Claressa stated, now this is what Nikisa said, that person was also the GWOAT. Okay. She said the only people that is the GWOAT, according to him again, is her and this other person. This is the reason why they started to say it. But let's go on. This is typical. Before I go on, this is typical of Claressa's behavior and what I have seen, even when it came to the situation with Remy Ma, right? She puts out a narrative, her side of the story, and leaves out a whole entire other side of how we got there. The same thing when it comes to Layla Ali. Her behavior is Layla Ali did this, that, and the other, but she does not go back and show us from the beginning what actually happened. So Layla had to come out and she had to give her, I should say, her take on things, or, you know, her part of the story, so that we could have a better understanding. Nikisa also has done the same thing. Now, let's go on. And I'm going to show you some things. So just stay with me and pay attention to what Claressa is saying, because I'm going to show you some other things, again, that's going to start to make a lot more sense.
They thought that they were just going to come out the gate and just take my whole identity and push the little black girl from Flint to the side, and didn't know that my brand was strong. My brand was strong. My fans were loud, and they couldn't come over and take over women's boxing and do nothing. So now that we're speaking on that, how they came out the gate just disrespecting me, I never really liked the whole MVP thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I was like, whatever, because the GWOAT gonna keep doing what the GWOAT do. And Salida Promotions has always backed me, always given me a big in the number of promotions that exist in the world. MVP does not run boxing. So let's wrap that shit up. I'm not banned.
So you heard what Claressa had to say when it comes to MVP boxing, how they have always tried to down her, tear her down, and they were trying to take over boxing. Now, I'm going to show you some other things that's going to add into what Claressa said so we can have a better understanding of what has happened between Claressa and MVP. Now, before I do that, I want you to think about something. If MVP is a promotional company for boxers and they are going after Claressa, I want to know why Claressa, the $1 million lady, a $1 million woman, why doesn't she have someone coming out speaking on her behalf? If there's a lawsuit with millionaires, normally a lawyer will come out and speak on the lawyer's behalf. That has not happened with Claressa. Again, her behavior shows us is that she is always the one out lighting the flames to the fire. Why hasn't Salida Promotions, Win Records, why hasn't there been any representation on Claressa's behalf? Because Claressa is the star here. She should not have to come out here and defend herself in any type of way. And if she does, okay, she makes her statement. But where is Salida Promotions or Win Records or her, I don't know, her leader, Papoose? Why isn't someone else out here on Claressa's behalf? Think about that. Okay, now let's go here.
Paul can always get it. I always tell him that he can always get it.
Like, why would you try to fight a man? He's 200 pounds.
He talk too much.
Now, you notice, again, Claressa's, her behavior is everybody talks too much. The reason that she went over to Alicia is because she can't stand the way Alicia talks, and Alicia talks too much. However, Claressa is always out here talking. Even after the incident, she's always talking. So what would make you think, okay, that you are the only one that's allowed to give your opinion and to talk and no one else can? Now, you just saw what she said about Jake Paul, okay? Jake Paul is an MVP and Nakisa is always trying to come at her. But look what she does on these interviews. Here is another man that you are talking about what you want to do to him. Now I'm going to rewind this, but I want you to really listen to what she said. I'm going to let it play. And I want you to really pay attention to what she's saying when it comes to Jake Paul. But she had a problem that Alicia supposedly told her that she would lay hands on her. But here you are as a woman saying this about not just Jake Paul, but you've also said this about 50 Cent. But listen to what she has to say. Pay attention.
Jake Paul can always get it. I always tell him that he can always get it.
Like, why would you try to fight a man? He's 200 pounds.
He talk too much.
Oh,
that's why. Listen, Jake Paul know that I won't smoke with him. I told him that. listen. Me and him could just spar. We ain't even got to fight with no cameras. I just want to show him. Look what I'll do to you.
Now, by her logic, okay, and what she has said in reference to Alicia, would it be right if Jake Paul came to her when he saw her and did the same that she did to Alicia? Because here she is making it known that when she sees him, what is she going to do? But let's go on.
Big man.
Because they didn't headline the card. What's your response to that?
My response is not directly to that. It's more of a response to who she is as a person, which is a bitter, jealous loser.
Yeah, let's be clear. Jake Paul is talking about Claressa.
And no one likes her. Like, the best thing that she should do for her brand is to not talk and just fight. And like, people would maybe get behind, but she's like basically a child who grew up into an adult body and is just like a fucking cringe loser.
I mean,
like, at the end of the day, I wouldn't respond to like her claims because anything out of her mouth is just bullshit.
but sorry to answer that point.
Now, this is Nikisa stepping in. So Jake is saying, you all tell me, how do you feel about this? Jake is saying what she needs to do is pretty much be quiet, okay, and box. Then nobody pretty much likes what she's saying or what she's doing. Of course, she has her own people. But her mentality, according to what he believes, is that she is still child-minded. Do you agree with that?
In terms of that specific question, we were criticized for making them the co-main event to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. All of boxing, including Claressa Shields, said those two should be the main event. And we said repeatedly, we're strategically putting two of the best female athletes, we believe two of the best athletes in the world, right before Jake and Mike, because we want as many people to see two women competing in the sport of boxing as possible.
Now, did you hear what Nikisa said? So here is part of what Claressa's problem is. Now, she's saying that they have been, coming after her, been trying to, steal her brand, all the things. But Nikisa is letting it be known that she felt like they should have handled how they put the women on stage, and that they should have been the main event instead of the co-main event. So Claressa and so many others did not agree with it. But here's the thing. You cannot tell them how they should put their fighters on. That is not your decision, Claressa. The same way it is not our decision that a lot of people online feel like what you are doing is ruining your brand and you should not be talking so much and responding to everything. People feel that way, but you still do it anyway. So Nikisa has a right to run his company, him and Jake Paul, how they see fit. They have a right to put on who they want when it comes to a fight. They don't have to do it your way. But let's go back again, because I want you to hear what he's saying. Pay attention to what he's saying. This is where some of the issue comes in with them. Okay.
Claressa Shields said there of that specific question. We were criticized for making them the co-main event to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. All of boxing, including Claressa Shields, said those two should be the main event. And we said repeatedly, we're strategically putting two of the best female athletes, we believe two of the best athletes in the world, right before Jake and Mike, because we want as many people to see two women competing in the sport of boxing as possible. So absolutely, Claressa, you are right that the viewers were higher than they would have been if Katie and Amanda were headlining the card. But that was all done on purpose.
On purpose.
So again, he reiterates, they put the fighters on the way they chose to. And although she was right and others were right, it was done strategically that way. Now, I'm going to say, let's think about this, okay? Analyze this moment. Knowing Claressa and who she is and what she thinks about herself, so highly that she thinks about herself, and she feels like she is the cause of female boxing being as successful as it is. And so it makes sense that she feels like, or she wanted to give her input and felt like these guys should do what she tells them to do. And they didn't. And now she's saying that they have done everything, that she could think of to try to tear her down, always coming after her. Because you taking it personal the same way it was taken personal with what Layla Ali said. You taking it personal that instead of them making the women the main event, they made the men the main event. So the same way Layla Ali said something on an interview that had nothing to do with her. It was Layla being asked the question, answering the question, because it was not answered in the way that she felt like it was should have been answered. She goes after Layla Ali. You see the pattern? You see what she does with her behavior? You get it? Now, hey, no captivity. Now, here's the same thing when it comes to the situation with Jake Paul and Nikisa. Because they made a decision that she did not like, now they become her enemies. There's a pattern in what she does. Let's go on.
And the sport has gotten the benefit of that.
Yeah,
And guess what?
executed, yeah.
Katie and Amanda now are going to get even bigger paydays than they've gotten.
And they're
5x of what Clarissa's ever been paid.
And they're bigger.
And you hear that. Katie and Amanda is going to get an even bigger payday, even 5x times more than what Claressa has gotten paid. And oh yeah, there's going to be more information revealed. Just hold your horses, okay? So you see where a lot of the friction happens between them. Nikisa revealed some other things as well. So see, when people start to when people start to reveal what is really going on behind the scenes, and it doesn't place, the GWOT as on a pedestal, then there's a problem. Everyone who doesn't put her on a pedestal or who says something that she takes personal, even though it's not personal towards her, then they become her enemy. Y'all see what's happening? Do y'all see what I see? Let me know in the chat. Do you see what I see? Let's go on.
Stars now. Speaking of that, obviously you're not too fond of Claressa. She said she would go down to 147 to fight Amanda.
But she also
Serrano.
said she'd fight Jake Paul.
We're gonna get into that. But first,
I'm not saying I'm not fond of her. I don't care. I could care less about that human that exists on the planet. But like, I'm telling you who she is as a person and the truth.
Okay, so let's go on. Let's take this down and then let's go to Nikisa, because now Nikisa
I want to ask you about what happened.
Is going to give us some more information. Okay, so pay close attention to this, because when I say that after listening to Claressa and then doing my own research, because what she was saying, it didn't feel like anything was adding up. Something felt off. It was like, why are you so upset with Alicia? Now, I talked about that on my previous video. If you want to see that, you can go and see it. It is up with her and Alicia on the thumbnail. But I wanted to come and give more insight and information about the things that I found in reference to how this back and forth has extended also to MVP. Now, let's hear what Nikisa has to say, because he's going to reveal some more information to us.
With Claressa Shields and Alicia Baumgartner, bit of an ugly scene, and MVP has since come out and said that Claressa is banned from attending MVP events. And not that long ago, there were some talks about her fighting on an MVP card.
Now, let me stop it here. If you notice, even the person who's doing the interview knows that it says Claressa was banned from MVP events. He said absolutely nothing about from boxing. So again, Claressa added something to what was said and what was announced. Clearly, if you read it, it did not say boxing from the statement that was put out. It said MVP events. But let's go on.
Being co-promoted or something like that. And so what could you tell us about what happened and the aftermath? Is this a lifetime ban? Are you saying you don't want to ever work with Claressa? Or is this something that can be fixed? What can you tell us about this?
I would say we worked very hard to try to convince Claressa to sign to MVP. And I think she was pretty open that we did a great job in terms of how we presented to her, in terms of the opportunity.
Now, if they did not care for Claressa and they've always from the beginning was trying to bring her down according to her, why would they work with her and offer her anything? Why would they be trying to do business with her in any type of way? But let's go on.
But, she called me one day and said, I'm getting a $3 million offer to sign to Salida and Win Records. And I said, great. Like, I can't justify that number. You should 100% do that. Congratulations.
Did y'all catch that? Put in the chat if you caught what Nikisa just said. He gave us some more information another reveal because he had a conversation, according to him, with Claressa. Now, if they never cared about her, if there was always a problem with them, if they were trying to undermine her, take her brand, her name, all the things, why would she call him? Why would they have a conversation? She called him directly. Y'all put in the chat, did you catch what he said? Did you catch the one part that he said? I'm going to go back and I'm going to let you hear it again. You heard what he said, Crystalline? Tell me what he said that you heard. That he gave us some a reveal. Okay, y'all caught it. What was it? Put it in the chat what you caught. Let me know. Y'all saying, yep, I caught it before I play it. Let me know. Y'all saying yes. Come on, put it in the chat. She was trying to finesse him that thinking he would give her more. She was. That's part of it. Now let's play it again.
And I said, great. Like I can't justify. I would say we worked very hard to try to convince Claressa to sign to MVP. And I think she was pretty open that we did a great job in terms of how we presented to her, in terms of the opportunity. But, she called me one day and said, I'm getting a $3 million offer to sign to Salida and win.
There it is. Exactly, Miss 2216. Yes. She told him she's getting a $3 million deal. Not $8 million, 3. And if you notice, when she announced the deal, she said 8, but then she came back and slipped up and said 3. She said she got some of the money she has to fight, and then she'll get the rest of the money. Initially, she said it was 8. Then the story changed, and it changed again. Now she's telling us she has a fight coming up, but she has not announced the fight. You don't see the fight being announced anywhere. So with what he just said, because why wouldn't he just tell us? She said she got an $8 million deal and I can't do that. He just said, she said there was a $3 million deal and he told her he could not do that. So I don't see why he would not say 8 million if it was 8 million, because he clearly does not have a problem with telling, the people listening that he couldn't justify giving her 3. So we know he wouldn't have been able to justify giving her 8. So a lot of people have been questioning this $8 million deal. Nikisa, in this interview, confirmed some things that some of us have been thinking. So Claressa's behavior has been deflect, spin the story, add more to it than what it is, in my opinion. This is my opinion, okay? And say things like you're going to sue him like you were going to sue 50, but we have not seen any paperwork to say anything about a lawsuit. Now, if Claressa does not know this, she should know that when it comes to people doing research, people will research if there was any lawsuit filed. But let's go on, because in my opinion, Claressa did not have a problem with MVP until she was not the focus. And the other women started to get a lot of publicity and a whole lot of notice that started to outshine her title as GOAT.
Records. And I said, great. Like I can't justify that number. You should 100% do that. Congratulations. You've set a new bar for a signing bonus within women's sports. Since then, we've worked hard to develop a great relationship, and we've had very positive communication, in-person meetings, just like great understanding between us.
So you heard what he said. Here's another gem that was revealed. They did not have a problem with each other. They had conversations. According to him, she called him. She had his number. Okay. There was not a problem at all. But let her tell it. There's always been a problem with MVP from the very beginning. That's what she said. Let's go back some.
Since then, we've worked hard to develop a great relationship, and we've had very positive communication. And
they worked hard to develop a great relationship. They've had communication. Does it sound like they've always had this issue and problem with her? Y'all tell me in the chat.
Personal meetings, just like great understanding between us. I had not talked to Claressa since the Shadeja Green fight. She reached out to me, posted, but I thought she was very disrespectful in terms of the way that she was communicating online when a fighter that I cared deeply about, but just any fighter, was on the floor unconscious, being rushed in an ambulance to the hospital and ultimately had a brain injury. That was not cool. And it really made me think maybe Claressa and I have gotten too close.
So, you know how sometimes a person does something that's close to you, whether it's family or friends, and at some point, you know how they are. But, you think to yourself, oh, it's innocent. I mean, yeah, they talk, it ain't a big deal to me. But then that person keeps escalating. And one day they do something that is so egregious that you can no longer turn your head to what you see. This is where I believe Nikisa is and where he was after the Shadeja fight, because of Claressa's behavior yet again. If you didn't see how she reacted, her and Papoose, okay, and of course at first they did not know exactly what happened, but after it was talked about, she still came out and had some things to say. I could understand why he feels this way. How many times do a person need to show you who they are before you start to believe them?
I didn't see Claressa on Saturday night. I did hear about what happened after it happened. She was a guest of the event, and she was a guest in a Netflix specific VIP invite only area. And for that to happen reflects poorly on MVP, reflects poorly on women's sports, on sports as a whole. And there's no doubt there was a back and forth conversation.
Let me stop it there. It reflects poorly on MVP, Netflix, and women's boxing. Claressa is the GOAT of women's boxing, according to her. Now, what should have been the spotlight and what should have been talked about was not talked about the next day. What was talked about was Claressa's behavior and what she did when it came to Alicia. So for someone who is a representation of women boxing, who want it to go further, who want the women to be taken seriously, this is your behavior and this is what you do at a place that you did not have to be, and you certainly did not have to go and approach Alicia. Wrong place, wrong time. But instead of being mature and saying, you know what, I'll talk to her at another time, you take the opportunity to go over to her at a time where the spotlight should have been put on these other people, and you take the spotlight by any means necessary. Let's go on.
Between her and Alicia. But nobody raised a hand other than Claressa. So for us, I would have hoped she would have come out with an apology, but she didn't. She actually texted me that night and said, like, I had a great time. Thank you so much.
Now, did you hear him say that? Another gem, okay? Another reveal. She texted him that night after what happened and said she had a great time. But then you come on and talk about how MVP has tried to take your brand name, tried to tear you down, have always come after you, all of these negative things when you have been having conversations with Nikisa, according to him. And I'm sure he can pull phone records. You have been having conversations with him, so much so that you all were still good even the day that you went after Alicia. You contacted him that night. See, what was being said wasn't adding up. And now that you see this, it all starts to make sense. This is all performative, in my opinion, on her part. This is her trying to do damage control and trying to change the narrative. I'm sure that Nikisa, again, has evidence. He has phone records. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he can go and put up footage where they have been friendly. And so when you talk about, suing for defamation, but it looks like defamation is the other way around. But let me take it back a little bit, okay? And then we'll get to what's happening with Claressa now. And then I'm going to read your comments.
Sports, on sports as a whole. And there's no doubt there was a back and forth conversation between her and Alicia. But nobody raised a hand other than Claressa. So for us, I would have hoped she would have come out with an apology, but she didn't. She actually texted me that night and said, like, I had a great time. Thank you so much. I didn't respond, confused that what had happened, and that was the text that I had gotten. And I'm disappointed that this is what has had to have happened. But if you're gonna conduct yourself that way in a non-fight week setting, I've seen a lot of people.
Now, he goes on to talk about how people have been questioning the fact that, some other fighters, this is what fighters do. But Nikisa has a point. This was not a time for them to, as if they were going to fight each other. First of all, Claressa and Alicia are in two totally different weight classes. There are many weight classes in between them before they could even get to the point where there would be a fight between the two of them. So when people say things like, well, this person, did this and this person did it, it's normally a show that's put on because those people are getting ready to put on a fight. This is what he's saying. That was not going to happen when it comes to Alicia. Claressa even went further on. If you haven't seen it, because I didn't want to put it up here on my page, you can go see the things that she has also said about Alicia. So much so that she has even played a clip that was put out by, I think it's Adrian Braun, I think that's his name, right, of all people, where he has some things to say about Alicia as well. Okay, so she put that out to the public. Now, here's another thing that I think is going on. I think because of what has happened to Claressa, because of her situation and her, her situationship with Papoose, and what the audience, or should I say what the public has been, talking about, and what has been revealed by Remy Ma, and we see her as the side. What she has done is, again, try to change the narrative to put the focus on Alicia. No matter who Alicia has chosen to have relations with, Alicia is a single woman. She's single, and she could date whoever she wants, however she wants. That has nothing to do with, and it is not the same as you, Claressa, and Papoose at all. And yes, Kaya, I agree. Adrian, of all people, the things that he has been doing lately that I have seen, he is not the type of person that anybody should be listening to. Nor should the other person, I forget his name, supposed to be Alicia's ex. He is not anybody to listen to either, because his reputation is horrible. When you lay hands, allegedly, or what was reported, okay, on your own mama, I'm not really trying to listen to anything that anybody has to say when it comes to you. And y'all can go look these things up, okay? So the people that Claressa is using as her evidence are very questionable. Their behavior is questionable. Now, let me take this down and we're going to talk about what is going on with Claressa now. So there is a petition going around. I do not have the link. You can go look it up on change.org if you care to sign it. That's totally up to you. But there's a petition going on and it says revoke Claressa Shields' boxing license. This is all due to her behavior yet again. So the people are now speaking now. And celebrities, whether they're boxing, boxers, or whether they're reality stars or singers, they, to me, take for granted that their audience have a lot of power when it comes to their future. Now, I'm not saying that, it's going to be revoked. I don't know what's going to happen, but this doesn't serve her well because Claressa will need to get brand deals when this boxing is over. I shouldn't say need to. I would think she would want to. Okay. I would think she would want to stay in her GWOAT status because the name that you give yourself means nothing if you're not accepted by the people. So let me read what it says. Okay. And then I'm going to read your comments. Okay. It says, Claressa Shields has been a role model and a beacon of inspiration in the boxing world, particularly for women, with her impressive achievements in the sport. However, recent actions raise serious concerns about her conduct outside the ring and her adherence to the ethical standards expected of professional athletes. We urge the Boxing Commission to take immediate action by revoking her boxing license in light of these troubling actions, ensuring the integrity of the sports is maintained. Allegations of physically assaulting fellow boxers have emerged against Claressa Shields. Violence outside the ring tarnishes the values of sportsmanship and respect that boxing as a sport strives to promote. It is essential that the commission demonstrates that such a behavior is unacceptable and will not be tolerated within the professional sporting community. Now, remember, Claressa has also put out threats towards the public by saying what she would do to some of these people, okay, because she does not like what people are saying about her. So whether she follows through or not, I don't know. But considering what has happened with Alicia, I could see why these people feel like, that there should be another step taken and that she may be a danger to other people. Because according to her, she doesn't like when people say things that's not in her favor. In addition to physical assault, Claressa has been accused of harassment. This behavior contributes to a hostile environment, which is detrimental to athletes and fans alike. Boxers train intensively and dedicate their lives to this sport. They deserve to compete in an environment free from intimidation and fear. We also want to be able to attend fights and things and not have to be in fear. Moreover, a particularly concerning allegation involves her promising to campaign for the Flint mayor in exchange for the release of a tax lien on her property. Such actions, if true, would indicate a misuse of her influence or personal gain and undermining public trust and ethical considerations. There is an urgent need for accountability. The Boxing Commission, with its governing authority, must lead by example, setting a precedent that ethical misconduct and violations of trust and integrity have repercussions. We call on all fans of boxing, believers in ethical sportsmanship, and citizens concerned with maintaining the integrity of sports to support this petition. Your signature will not only help uphold justice, but also serve as a deterrent. You hear that word? Serve as a deterrent to similar actions in the future. Sign this petition to demand action and ensure that boxing remains a sport of honor. Again, I will say this. Where is Claressa's team? Where's her lawyer? Okay. Where's her PR person? Where's her team? Why isn't anyone stepping in to stop all of this happening? I'm just asking. Now, y'all tell me in the comments below, did you learn some new things tonight? Is it starting to make sense about Claressa? Does it give you more clarity on what is going on? And did Nikisa give us some information that we didn't know? Like you calling him after the incident, but they've always had a problem with you and trying to tear you down, like y'all having private conversations and have gotten along well and all those things. What about all this, communication that you have had with Nikisa? Nikisa said, I think we got too close. That's what he said. So for you to try and make us believe that this man has always been after you, MVP has always been after you, doesn't make any sense at all. Thank you, WNW. Thanks for sharing truth with receipts. You're welcome. Thank you. It makes absolute sense. And what it goes to show yet again, Claressa's behavior is what is destroying her legacy, or what could have been her legacy. Because right now where she's headed is her legacy, because of her behavior, will be non-existent. And instead, no, let me change that. It'll exist, but it'll all be negative. It'll be the person that was supposed to be the GOAT. This is what happened to her. And Papoose is also going to be a part of that. It will be nothing for people to look back on that will be positive. It would all be negative. Now, I believe she has time to do a course correction, but I don't believe she will. And I do believe that some of the opportunities that she could have had, they're probably long gone by now, especially with the situation with Layla Ali as well. Just a lot. Let me see what y'all comments are saying. Hey, mentor. Oh, hey, this is one of my students. DESILVA. I'm in the building. Much love and thanks for all you do. Thank you. Capricorn Rose, she's one of my students. I've had many from my other channel, for those of you who are new here. And if you can, Capricorn, I don't have your link. Hold on for a second, y'all. Let me get her link. Some of my students like to share their information. Some don't, but let me get her link in case you all want to go and check out her channel. She is a new up and coming YouTuber. This page is new, but I'm not new to YouTube. But she is a new up and coming YouTuber. She does do commentary as well on Claressa. So let me grab her link and I'm going to share it with you all. And if you would like to go and support, check her out, please do. This is more Claressa commentary for you. Okay, and we'll get into the comments. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. Okay, let's see. Yes, we love to support DESILVA students. Thank you, girl. What's the tea? Now let's get into some of your comments so we can see what you have to say. Okay, I can't get to everybody, but I'm going to click on a number of them. We're going to be on here for a little bit. She could have did what she wanted to do, but she should have kept him out of the picture. Dirk, are you talking about Papoose? This girl is clearly not on the spectrum. You just subscribed. Thank you, homebody. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Murray says, congratulations, Capricorn. Thank you, girl. What's the tea? Thank you for supporting. When she started on Layla Ali, that's when she started to go downhill. Yes, it is when she started to go downhill. And I'll say this again, too. It's almost like Layla and Remy have a crystal ball when it comes to her, because Remy just did that interview and warned her, okay, pretty much indirectly, because, she put some things out directed towards Remy and kind of gave her warning about what will happen if you go and lay hands on people. And she turns right around and do it almost as if, Like I said, Remy had a crystal ball and could see what she was going to do before she did it. Claressa Shields is a narc. She loves to gaslight. She loves to play the victim. She loved to throw rocks and hide her hands. She absolutely loves to throw rocks and hide her hands. Papoose only wanted his cut of the signing bonus and whatever else he could get, from for his come up. Hold on, y'all. I hope my fan don't bother y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear my fan in the background. She is setting herself up for failure. Yes, she is. Hey, Eve. If I didn't say hello to you all, I'm sorry. I was too busy trying to keep up with my commentary and the clips and trying to analyze the clips. So forgive me. I see a lot of you in here, but forgive me when I'm kind of in the moment. I got to kind of pay attention because otherwise I'll kind of, get off course a little bit. But I thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure when you do subscribe, you turn on all notifications. So that way, when I drop a video, in case YouTube does not send you the notification, because that happens sometimes, I will send it in the community tab. So even if you don't get it from YouTube, you will get it from me because it'll be in the community tab. Okay. And for other content creators here, I suggest you do the same thing because a lot of my people say they do not get the notification. So this way they will be sure to get it, but you're only going to get it if you're subscribed to the channel. Okay. So please make sure you subscribe. They just waiting for her to violate a true boxing law. Yeah, if they don't do something about what recently happened, it's coming. One thing we know about people that step out of bounds, people like her, they're standing right on the line. They will keep on escalating, okay, until there are consequences that they really feel. My grandmother used to say, you got to let the person fall and hit their head before they find out that it hurts. And so that's what's going to have to happen with her if something is not done about this situation. Let's not forget what happened to Mike Tyson. Speak. They're about to make her have a seat. You think so, homebody? We're going to see. Now she heading to the bench. Let's see. Let me go up some more, y'all. Hold on. I like to read your comments. If they let Claressa continue to box, she will hurt someone badly. She fights out of anger, not technique and style. Well, she made it clear that she's very upset when she goes to box. She said it pisses her off that the person actually came to box her and she had to do all this training and prepare for the boxing, which makes no sense. But that's what she said. So she's angry with the person when she get in the ring with them. She got played. Papoose threw her to the wolves. Papoose is letting her do whatever. Makes a lot of sense. Mental health is difficult to address when the person has low understanding. However, if she receives a social check, her mother needs to talk to her and recommend therapy. I doubt that she would listen to her mom. According to what's been reported, she is not. They do not have a great relationship. Greatest liar of all times. Where's her grandmama? I don't think her grandmama's still living. I'm not sure. Or is she in a home? I'm not sure if she's in a home or she passed. I want to say she's in a home. Them being quiet speaks volumes. Yes, CJ. They have said absolutely nothing. It speaks volumes. For one, it says, there is no controlling her in any kind of way. There's nothing we can do. And to me, it says they don't agree with what she's doing. Nobody is standing beside her. Nobody is saying, what she did is right. Nobody is verifying the things that she has said when it comes to MVP. Salida has been around and she has been a part of Salida for a very long time. I don't know if it's her entire career, but for a very long time, according to her. Salida's not saying anything. Wynn is not saying anything. Okay. They're all making money off of her, but nobody is speaking on her behalf. Nobody is even standing with her to say that they agree. Not even Papoose. Papoose hasn't come out that I've seen. Y'all tell me, has he come out and said, I stand with my woman? She was right in what she did. She has no self-control, and all the anger that she got up in her got to do with the fact that Pap still hasn't got a divorce yet. Yeah, because Alicia made a statement to the world, okay? Because Claressa came to her, and because she made that statement when she was asked, okay, she gave her opinion, and Claressa came to her basically and said clearly that this was because she was talking about her relationship. So it is in direct relation to Papoose, and he did nothing to stop it. In my opinion, I think Papoose, expected for her to do that, and that was a conversation that was had. That's just my opinion. I don't think she has any team. I don't think she has a team either. You can't be a wild animal in the ring, Claressa. Claressa needs to be suspended for 2 years, get treatment and therapy, stay off the internet, and get herself and her messy family together, because they are all a hot, violent mess. Yeah, so sad. Claressa still thinks that boxing is the same as when Mike Tyson was chewing off. Look, of course she does. And that's another thing. As human beings, we have to learn to evolve with what's happening now. What was happening back then is not the same as what's happening now. What people accepted back then, people do not accept now. And so she thinks that she can operate, even her operating with the mindset of a man, talking about fighting men. She thinks that she can operate in the same way that things used to be. Also, the expectation for women is different. If women is your audience, okay, and that's who's supporting you, and then you're doing things that's contradictory to what you are supposed to be, an example according to you, then guess what? A lot of your women audience is going to turn from you, and you're going to lose them. I hope AB really takes this lawsuit seriously and sues CS. CS needs to be awoken because she is now out of control and needs to be held accountable for her bad and nasty behavior. Mary says all she worked for, she throw it out the window. Exactly, mama. Kaya says, I'm disgusted with Papoose. Even if you using her for the money, why he letting her mess up the bag? Yeah, I wonder about that with Papoose as well, right? Why is he allowing this? Now, I have my theory, and I think that particular situation, a lot of things have been allowed, but I think that particular situation was allowed because it was defending him. Like most narcs, they expect for you to defend them at all costs. They don't care what you lose. They don't care what type of trouble you can get in. They don't care what this will do to you. They only care about you keeping them on the pedestal that you put them on and making it appear to the rest of the world that they are, this grandiose personality, wonderful, great person. When she stepped out with a married man, endorsement deals was done then. Yes, I agree. Reputation is everything in life. Yes, it is. Like my daddy used to say, child, when it's all gone, all you got is your name. Ooh, child, did he? Dollar Fat, I did not know that. Endorsements deals, are you kidding me? Monique, true, but we all know dating a married man and having all this criticism ain't helping her. She has issues from her childhood and need to address. Let me go up to the beginning because y'all got these comments. These comments are coming. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me go down for a second because my son was a boxer and it's all about discipline. I want to read this from Paula. Says the content she keeps putting on the internet helps her to make money. So he'll let her go online and make a fool of herself as often as she likes. Now, Paula, you're right about that, about the money, because she is making money over there where she's posting. Hi, Aqua. That's okay. I'm glad you're here. Remember when she sparred and boxer knocked her down? She said she went to her car to get. I know that, Shay. Yes, she did. Bruh, she's been out of control. We're just seeing it in real time. You right, Shay Shay. She absolutely, y'all see what Shay Shay said? I just didn't want to say it up here. Y'all read this comment. She did say that. She absolutely did. Now, according to her, something was in the gloves. According to the people that were there was nothing in the gloves. So you see how every time something doesn't go in her favor, the story changes. Claressa should have shut her mouth and kept her eye on the bag, but she made the choice to go after people. Ooh, child, narcissistic sociopath. Yeah, she said it. All you have is your name, Spink Day Silver. That's all. When it's all gone, that's all you got. Okay, your name, your reputation. That's what you got. I love your channel. You are so insightful, informative. I appreciate you don't use profanity every 15 seconds. Well, thank you, Blessed. I appreciate that. AB spoke facts, plus that was a while ago. It was just an excuse to cause a controversy and ruin the event because she was jealous. I also believe, here's another thing I want you all to think about. AB is also getting a lot of attention. And people are putting it out that she is the real face of boxing because of Claressa's behavior, and people have been turned off. People have started to look at Alicia more now, right? She's gotten some brand deals. We see her a whole lot more. And the spotlight has been put on her. Layla Ali also, okay, I want to say she also strengthened, her acknowledgement, getting acknowledgement. She put a spotlight on her, basically her stamp of approval. She gave her stamp of approval to Alicia. Now, what we do know is that Claressa used to be okay with Layla. She used to admire Layla until that one incident happened where Layla did that interview. And then she started to come after Layla. So for Layla to put her stamp of approval on Alicia, okay, to talk highly about her and who she is as a woman, it's not, surprising to me that Claressa has now come out and made this whole statement about Alicia, okay, saying what she has done, who she supposedly has done it with, and called her some choice words. The very thing that most people think that Claressa is. So again, she wants to change the narrative, okay, spin the story, and take a label that was put on her and try to take it and put it on Alicia. When you're doing business, and I said this about Remy Ma, when you're doing business with major companies and you're talking about brand deals, and partnering with companies, and even sometimes starting your own company, it's very important how people perceive you and your reputation. Now, if Claressa can make the audience believe that Alicia is what she said, and I won't say it, though most of you know, if you saw what Claressa said, if she can make people believe that, if she could turn the audience, okay, then that means Alicia could lose her brand deals and her opportunities. However, Claressa is failing yet again because the same thing she tried with Layla, she's tried with Alicia, and it's not working. The reason why it doesn't work is because we see you, Claressa. That's why. Because what you have done is so bright, it shines so bright, and it's in our face so much that we're not looking at anybody else but you. See, all attention is not good attention. She's just talking to say something. And where are the flyers? She's saying they putting out another lie. Exactly. Where are the flyers? We haven't heard another boxer talk about who she boxing, herself, Papoose, because we haven't heard it. I sure would like to know who this boxer is. All the boxers should turn their back and don't fight her. That's why Miss Ali said, hell no, she definitely will fight her to give her any money. Yes. Would you say nobody lied on you? Girl, what's the T said? Shut up. Ain't nobody lying on you. He said he was disappointed and she was disrespectful. But if she was threatened by Elisa saying that, why did she continue to stand in her face screaming just crazy? Here's the thing. If we have a back and forth and I say I'm going to do something to you and you all telling me you be quiet, this, that, and the other, if I don't put my hands on you and you don't put your hands on me, they're just words. That's it. And being as though she comes from a boxing background, this should not have bothered her the way that it did, so much so that she decided to reach out and touch Alicia, right? Claressa talks smack all the time. All the time. Every time she does an interview, she's talking negatively about somebody. So I don't understand why you feel that you can give your opinion about everybody else, but nobody can give their opinion about you and your situation, especially when you are parading around papoose like a show pony and you are telling us all of your business, okay, from inside the house and outside the house. Why wouldn't you think people have an opinion of it? And Alicia coming out and making that statement. See, here's another thing. Alicia is the first person that I saw in the boxing world, okay, that had major eyes on her as well, that said exactly what a lot of people were thinking. And that triggered her all the wrong way. Because now you have another person that's in the same career that you're in that is basically coming out and letting the world know that what you're doing is wrong and why you shouldn't be doing it. And then let's not talk about how Alicia was, over there working out and playing one of Remy's songs. Did y'all see that? She assessing that her own character, she should just chill. I don't think she will, Terry. Hey, Sheeta. No, I don't know that MVP seemed very disappointed about the whole situation. Yeah, he seemed hurt and disappointed to me. That's what it seems like to me. Hello, Barbie. I hope you're still here. I didn't miss you. She made that grow crap up. Girl, get out of here. Here's another thing. You don't have to give yourself a name. If that is who you are, the people will give you a name. Self-titled, entitled, okay? It's just a whole lot going on with her. Claressa doesn't have the right to tell them not to use the quote. It can be used by other people, just not for franchise purposes. Exactly. And I would like to see this letter that she supposedly sent. I would like to see that too. That's why Barbie, why you starting a quote gang? What you started for? Quote is only trademark for clothing. Anyone can say the word. Call anyone the quote. Good girl, stop. We have heard from her promotion team when you crash out ever. We never hear. I don't know what team she has. Okay. All I know is about that deal that she has that I also talked about on one of my previous videos where I gave more information about some things that have not been talked about. Okay. And so I revealed some things on those videos as well. If you haven't seen them, please go check them out. You can Google it and see that she can't send papers to them for calling anyone else Guo. Exactly. No one to do damage control. Yes, we know about the petition. So let me scroll down some. She's always so aggressive. She curses out folks on her lives. It may be a fan just giving her advice. She tells them to, ooh, child. No, she don't. Is she that bad? See, I'm never on her live, so I don't know what actually happens over there. Yeah, she even said they're trying to move little girl from Flint to the side. Yeah. So when a lot of times what she's doing is putting out words and saying things that's going to upset her fan base, right? To make it seem like, she's a little innocent girl. 1 minute you telling us you're a little innocent girl. The next minute you telling us where we can go and what we can do. We can go, and kiss where the sun don't shine, and all those negative things that you've been saying. So you want to be innocent on one hand, and on the other hand, you you telling a whole different story. So it's hard to connect to a person like this when we see you constantly switching back and forth. As soon as something doesn't go your way, then here comes all of the, negative comments, name calling, the threatening, what you're going to do, what you wish you could do if you could see people. So this whole Alicia thing and what you said about 50 Cent and Jake Paul, you've also said about the audience, right? So, yeah, to some people, it would seem as though a person like that is dangerous because if I was to go to a fight, I'm always breaking down her behavior. So if I was to go to a fight and she was fighting and she saw me, what would she do? Now, child, I will fall out. Okay, you wouldn't have to do nothing. You could point your finger and it could slightly touch me, but it does, make you think, how far would she go? That also could be a detriment to people coming to fights. If they feel like if I say something, then I don't know if I'm gonna be in a dangerous situation. Also, if she's done this to Lisa, even if you didn't say something, you might think, is this going to be safe for me considering the way that this person acts in public? Do I want to be in the same space with her? Would I be safe in that space, not knowing how she's going to act? Who is she going to come after next, even if it's not me? So play, there is a video of her circulating of her in the Olympics, which were a decade ago. Her attitude was crazy. The reporters was asking what's wrong. Her coach was like, come on, man. And she won. So this is a recurring thing when it comes to her. She's going to be her own downfall. Nobody's going to have to do anything to her. She's doing it herself. She's doing a great job at it. I'm glad she turned them down because she would have done nothing but brought her toxic behavior and caused controversy within the team. She absolutely would have. A therapist is a must for her because she appears angry and she wants to attack everyone verbally and sometimes physically. She should stay out of Louis V and redirect should be the funds to a support. All right, let me get down to these comments because I had y'all on here all night long with me. Clarence wants to be on top over everyone. That's why she's always pick her opponents who she knows she can beat so she can keep her title. Let's see. Let me get down to the bottom. Y'all in these comments, I love it. Keep the comments coming because when people come back and watch, they can see the comments. WWE doesn't allow their talent to act out in public. And she only has a trademark, not copyrighted. My hope that she will not be able to fight for a year or more so her married boyfriend will not make money off of her and get a real job. My dream. Pamela, you said that's your dream? $3 million to sign on, $8 million total, meaning the additional $5 million upon completion of the contract. 2 years, 4 fights. She needs 3 more because she fought Franchon. Now, Neek, this is what she said about the $8 million. So let me ask you a question. You seem to believe that there's $8 million. When she talked to Nikisa, she told him $3 million. Don't you think she would have said, well, I'm getting $8 million? Why would she only say 3 if she's getting 8? Even though I hear what you're saying, I see what you're saying about the breakdown of how she's supposed to get this money. But if I told somebody that I got a deal if I was getting 8 million and I told you I'm getting 8 million, one or two things. I'm going to say they're offering me 8 million, or I'm going to say they're offering me 8 million. I get 3 now and I get, this amount like you just said. I will break it down to them. Why would I say just 3 million? Because when she came and told the public, she said 8 million. Why wouldn't she tell Nikisa 8 million? Because Nikisa, out of, the public, he definitely will understand, the way that would be set up, the breakdown of that. But she didn't tell him that. She said 3 million. If she lose her rights to fight and make that money, Papoose is going to sneak out of that upstairs window When upset with Pat for putting her on them now. Goal equals goofy without a therapist. Seriously, if was 8 million, Claressa definitely would have said it. Now, Claressa has been saying 8 million. And then she went back and said 3 now. Okay. And then she got to have these fights. But that's not what she was saying initially. And I get what you're saying, one of a kind. You saying that if Claressa, if it was 8 million, she would have told Nikisa it was 8 million. I believe that's what you're saying. That's what I'm saying too. Because she loves to brag. Why would she tell him 3 and she got 8? And then you're going to MVP who wanted to sign her. So wouldn't it make sense that you would tell them 8 because you would want them to match it or more? You wouldn't downplay your 8 to 3, especially when you're talking to a company, a promotional company that want you on their team. I don't even think she got 3 million. She just signed with them because of Fat Pap. And the way Claressa has spending money on unnecessary materials that don't accrue in value, that bonus is gone. Well, I think one of the things that I'm starting to see is that it looks like the money is dwindling or is gone. Because if you look at what she's been doing lately, there's a clear difference from when she was shopping, when she was dressing up, when she had a team, should I say a makeup artist, and a stylist, someone to do her hair. You can clearly see there's a difference. She's almost looked like she's reverting back to the real Claressa. Well, she was trying to negotiate, so obviously it was less than 3 million. She doesn't have 5 million of the 8. That's why. Claressa don't realize she have to earn that 8 million, and at the rate she's going, that's not going to happen. Papoose drew the short straw. She got with Claressa because she's more trouble than she's worth. I believe Pep thought he was going to be able to lead her, have some level of control over her because she's a lot younger. And because he was in a space where he needed to find what Remy said, his new come up, he was in a hurry. Child Pep already then snuck out. That's why he's in New York more often. He definitely is in New York a lot. He also said he told her he couldn't justify paying her that, aka you're not worth that much at this moment. Shay, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. The one thing I'll say about Nikisa, he is very professional. Even when he turned you down, he turned her down, okay? He made it clear to her. Now, it may have went over her head, but you're right. He pretty much was telling her, yeah, I can't justify it. You're not worth it. That's pretty much what he was saying. Papoose could care less. I pray all 50 states commissions take her license and ban her for at least 5 years. Dag P&2 Ross, you say 5 years and take it everywhere, huh? 3,000 according to her was her signing bonus. 3,000. Chosen by God, 3,000. What you mean 3,000 was her? Did you mean 3,000 was her signing bonus? That don't make sense. You ain't signed. They didn't give you no signing bonus of no 3,000, and you getting 3 million or 8 million. No, she couldn't lie to him, so she didn't. Oh, she couldn't lie to him. I see what you're saying. Yes, that's what I'm saying, because she likes to run her mouth. Okay, one of a kind. I thought so. Yeah, I agree with you. If it was 8, she would have said 8. We know that she would not have held back to tell him, yeah, I'm getting 8 million. Yeah, she would have definitely made it known. When she lose Papoose, she is going to really crash out. Oh my God. She also in an interview that 8 million is just a number they threw out there. Oh, she said that, Nikki. I didn't see that. Just a number they threw out there, huh? If a man boxer would have slapped someone and spoke about Layla so disrespectful, they would have been fine. I agree, girl. What's the tea? She'll get 5 after she competes the other 3 fights. I don't know about that, Neat. I don't know about that. But I hear what you're saying. It's a possibility. Pap says she has 3 more fights this year, fights and music next to compete to complete her contract. But when Records doesn't have 8 million, they are a new company, let alone 3 million. Everything they has, okay, you're right, they are a new company. Now, when it comes to Win Win Records and completing her contract, I agree. I don't know if I definitely don't think it's 8, in my opinion. I'm kind of even, wondering if it's 3. But I mean, what do we know? The petition is close to 3,000 signatures as of now. Yeah, I'm sure it is. What did they ask for initially? They only asked for 500 signatures. And now they have 3,000. She's bringing in all of them stylists just to compete and become a Walmart great value version of Remy. Spent all that money. They got a new video of her shopping in Family Dollar buying clothes, baby. So it's today. You have got to be kidding, Miss Lady T. Where'd you see that at? She also said in the interview the 8 million is just a number. Okay, I got that one. Let's see. Let me go down some more. He clarifies that the 3 million was a signing bonus. I do believe she signed an $8 million deal with a $3 million signing bonus. I don't think she'll be able to fulfill the contract to receive the full payout. Okay, so Mickey, there are some people who do believe that it's 8 million. There's some of us who don't. And so, over here, we will agree to disagree. It's good to have different opinions about things. And you don't have to worry about, having a different opinion is going to get you, your hands put on you over here. This is a safe space. No 3 million. Pap only shows up in Atlanta when they have business and paid public appearances. It's all for show. Remy told us. He cares about what y'all think. Remember that? I believe that too, DeSilva, but Papoose knew how to keep the bag. He would guide her and not let her keep damaging her career. Yeah, I think he bit off more than he can chew. I don't think he really knew what he was getting. When Papoose decides that he's done using her, CS is going to pull. Oh, child, not pull. Ooh. Double A says 3 million. Okay. I chose a mint 3 milli. Okay. Did Pat pawn her necklace and the green bracelet? I haven't seen it. Have you all seen it? Claressa Shields owns the trademark of the term GWOAT, an acronym for greatest woman of all time. She registered the trademark for use across a variety of consumer goods. Thank you, Regina. Thank you so much. Yes, it makes sense. She gets 3 million up front. Okay, Neek. 3 million up front. She says she got 2 million from Franchon Cruz fight. She has 3 more fights plus an album to get the rest of the 8 million. Correct me if I'm wrong. CMG, I can't correct you, but Neek and some others are saying pretty much what you're saying. Angel says, y'all, I wonder what she thinks about all this right now. She's all over the blogs. Yeah, I don't know what y'all think she think. Do you think she's, she's proud? Or do you think she's nervous and worried? Because knowing Claressa and her behavior, she's going to come out and respond when it comes to this petition. She's going to have something to say. And I don't think it's going to be nothing positive. So we'll wait and see. One thing that she will do is she's going to come out and she's going to give us plenty, to talk about. If she does, Pap going definitely let it be known, and Clarence will be going to jail. Child. Now I'll say this: the way that she's been acting, when Pap is ready to ready to leave, right? The situation. It's going to be it won't be positive. I don't think she acts, but it will work in his favor because we see everything that has happened, right? Online. So he'll have a great defense about why he left. If he decided to get up one day and just say, I had enough, it's too much, I can't deal with this, it's a lot, and she does this, that, and the other, y'all don't know the half of it. In private, she's doing A, B, C, and D. Guess what? The world, most of the audience, the world is going to believe it because of what she's shown us. See, I don't think Claressa understands. She has so much trust and faith in that this relationship is going to stay the course, that she doesn't understand that when it's time for him to go, and he will, that she is giving him the perfect out. The perfect out. When Records is worth $1 million from what I heard. They worth $1 million. How they giving her? Well, child. They giving her 8. Stopping her bag is the best way to teach her and learning about her behavior and mouth. And let me say this too. It has to be coming from whatever win is securing for her. Because Salida, okay, says that she pays him. Right? Basically, he can't tell her nothing to do because she's paying him. Right? I think that's what he said. So she is the boss, pretty much. Oh, he said he works for her. That's what he said. So, stopping her bag is the best way to teach her a lesson about her behavior. Yes, she needs therapy, not another fight. Get her out of here. She's unhinged and done a horrible job of representing us. Hey, Day Silva. Hey, Cass. Mars in chat. One thing I will add is that $3 million has to also be taxed. Depending on her tax bracket, she could have gotten just a little above $2 million. Papoose was sent, not to destroy her legacy. Did you hear what she told Rampage? She said Pat made her promise not to do MMA, and at times she did MMA in February 2024. How he tell you that if y'all weren't? Oh my God, Shay Shay. Shay, you owe her. No. Shay, I didn't hear that. I didn't catch that. No. Hello, Faith. Of course, they don't have $8 million to give her. They have Z-list talent. Who hasn't even had a... I know that's right. Since she didn't sign with MVP, she had enemies in the mix. They tried to send Lainey to cheat. Remember, she had them big gloves on fighting her, and Claressa looked mad as F about something. Yeah. Remember, she's under contract. If she is banned, she will bankrupt to pay that back. What I'm finding fascinating is that she's been quiet for a couple of days now. Child. Well, we're going to see. Maybe somebody told her to stop talking. Maybe they concerned, maybe she's concerned now. Since cheating didn't work to ruin her legacy, now they're using Papoose. So that means people can't make hats and shirts and bags out of that word. Doesn't mean people can't say that they are the quote, that they are the quote or call themselves the quote. Okay. I see what you're saying. I think it's $3 million. They just said $8 million to make her sign, but it's not in the contract. DeMarcus, you gonna say they told her $8 million just to make her sign, and she signed it, but it's not in the contract. I'm not believing $8 million anymore. I think that jewelry is at the pawn shop. Papoose went to the pawn shop. I think she's upstairs. She's upstairs. She's loving this attention. Girl, what's the tea? You think she's loving this attention even now with the hold on. Exactly why he made her sign the NDA for Remy and the Golden Child, keeping them out of the way. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. The petition, you think she's loving it. If she isn't upstairs, Claressa, go upstairs. When is also being sued, don't forget, sued for not providing enough fights for him to earn money, so he wants to be released from the contract. Wait a minute, being sued by who, Cass? Who was Wynn being sued by? She's clearly still running her big mouth. She thinks she's the best. Her head is too big. Who they being sued by? Let me get down here to the bottom, see what y'all saying down here. Oh, y'all tearing these comments up. I love it. Let's see. If she loses her license, you already know when and Salida coming for that money. She didn't read the contract. It's too late to stop talking now. The damage has been done and Claressa needs therapy. Yes, I think she's proud because a lot of CCs are making money off of her. Well, she says she upset. She don't want us talking about her. PN2 Ross says it could have been worded with the possibility to make 8 million. Regina says hopefully she's not being quiet because she's plotting Jesus help her. That Jesus her. Here, Mira. CS may have had a call from AB's lawyer. That's why she's quiet. Now, okay, I'm just gonna say here, you might be right. I don't know. What if she got a cease and desist? Because it seems like what she puts on others come back to her. So what if she got one? He's easy to groom her because he knows something is wrong with her. Capricorn says she will have to be charged or convicted before she's banned or suspended. Oh, okay, y'all hear what Capricorn Rose said? She has to be charged, convicted of something before she's banned or suspended. So there's nothing they can do if that's the case. Miss Lady T, yep, because he said the trading takes too long, like 6 months allegedly. No, Larissa is kicking and punching the air. She knows that petition is very real. Aqua says Pampouche just handed her the contract and pen says sign while giving her a whack compliment. And she smiled and signed it. Well, Aqua, all he had to do was compliment her and smile at her. Lord, I hope not. Tutu says, actually, she's loving the spotlight. She's sick. So y'all think she's loving the spotlight. Let me tell you something. If she's loving the spotlight, all I can say is it's worse than I thought. Electronic Cane says Claressa wasn't this bad back then. At least she could make sense, even though she was very opinionated and strong. She made sense, and I feel like Papoose is an enabler. Remember, she said whatever Papoose says. That's what you meant. Whatever he said, she did say that. Yeah, she was in Dollar General shopping, and Hood Champion said someone approached Pap to back away from Claressa. What? So Hood Champion got on his page? We're going to have to go over there and see it, y'all. You're welcome. She read the contract. That's why at her birthday, they made speeches saying she read it thoroughly. 4 people said it as a birthday speech, allegedly. Now, here's the thing. They did say she read it. I do remember that, right? But I hope she did. Just because, here's the thing, just because she read something doesn't mean she clearly understands it. And why, if somebody's offering you $8 million, why would you be reading a contract without a lawyer? I would have a lawyer there with me. Claressa has been fighting for a very long time. So she's been signing all the contracts, not getting a lawyer, putting nothing in place. Like these contracts, I get it, you can read, but sometimes the things they put in there, not saying she can't understand it. I'm just saying for that amount of money, I would have definitely had me a lawyer. I would have. But that's just me. Well, she wants to get locked up. Child, no, she don't. Ooh, she said she's scared of jail. That's what she said. Your city, who was that said that? Musketeer. Your city. Y'all eating off of this. I never seen all these pages just jumping on her. She has been bugging though. Child, she needs to stop. Your city. She must like it. I think she will be trying to run back to MMA. Actually, she said it was more than 8 million. Vaughn, she said what? It was more than 8 million. She got a $3 million signing bonus. The 8 million was the figure that she threw out there, and it was actually more, sounds like 11 million. So she got 11 million now. Child, I cannot keep up. I feel like Claressa read her contract and took notes with a crayon. Whole body, what? Took notes with a crayon. Legal jargon is very hard sometimes to understand. Yes, it is, PN2 Ross. So very true. Always have a lawyer when it comes to contracts. You may miss something or not quite understand. Exactly. Claressa does not have a lawyer on her side. She might be going to wrestling. She forgot what happened to her in her MMA days. Homebody says a lawyer would tell her, get a new team. Oh, they would. She's not going to have that. Nobody's going to tell her to get rid of Pap. Because she loves the attention. That's why she can't help herself, girl. What's the tea? I hear you. Angel says Pap sat up there and said that he's amazed at some of the things that she is able to understand. So he knows that she's not slow and wrong. Regina says contract or not, she can be suspended because what she did, I'm pretty sure there wasn't no contract. Hold on for a second, y'all. Sorry, y'all. She says she can only be banned for certain reasons. Claressa changed the amount she was getting a number of times. Have I noticed she's not doing all this spending and flexing no more? Yeah, Vaughn, I believe that money is dwindling down. She's not doing half of what she was doing. For over 20 years, Pap helped his own career. So how could he help someone else? Hell, she can chat GPT if she didn't understand. Chat GPT. Law and court. Okay, she doesn't understand. No, she doesn't understand with that law and court. Now, y'all know that right there. You are so right, Judy. You are absolutely right. That right there told us, nope, she does not understand. She does not. Uh-huh. She does not have a lawyer, nor does she have a team, in my opinion, or she's not listening to anyone, which is very dangerous. Remember, Nigeria was her glam squad of one. Now she's wearing blue braids. And then she had all those women over there doing her hair. That is not normally what someone who has 3 million, 8 million, or 1 million does. She looked like she was in a random braid shop, and had all those fingers in her head at one time. Chosen says they silver. She didn't understand that contract because she didn't know that the law and the court are the same thing. She didn't. You could tell something has changed for her because she looked way better like 2 years ago. Yeah. You can see it all over her face. Something is going on with her. No matter what she comes on here and says, I think she's stressed out. The terms and contract on a phone bill and everyday contracts are difficult to understand sometimes. You're right, Chocolate. Dollar Fest says MMA Jake Paul has money friends in MMA. I don't think it would be an option. She has hurt herself by dogging the greats and elite celebrities. I agree, Dollar Fat. When I saw her do that with Layla, I said, yeah, you're going down the wrong road. You about to not get any fights. Yeah. Your time is almost over. Then says, I was done with Claressa Shields ever since she totally disrespected Layla, Muhammad Ali's daughter, saying she was jealous of her. Claressa don't like light-skinned women. Yeah, she don't. I don't think she like women, period, to be honest with you. I think she disliked light-skinned women even more. Shay says, Judy, you got a point. Lord, she about to end up being one of those ladies who always post their outfits or where they go to eat, and she's about to end up being stuck as a C-list celebrity and rapper. Electronica said, oh, she's already, a content creator. She does lifestyle content. From what I see, she's doing mukbangs or something she said. She does a little bit of everything. We can see why Papoose couldn't help his own career, because he's definitely not doing a good job helping CS. She's going downhill. In my opinion, she acts like she's on something. I won't deal with the law. I'll deal with the court. Y'all keep saying that. Claressa Shields, Esquire, a brilliant legal mind who can read contracts. And you see how Papoose be bigging her up, made her believe, oh, she read it. She read. Of course you would say that. She read a contract. If she signed something, don't know what she read, what you going to do? Get online and tell us, oh, yeah, she signed it. She don't know what she was doing. You're not going to tell us that, Papoose. You're going to try to make us believe that she knows exactly what she's signing. So if something happens, it can hold up. Clarissa has been like this, in my opinion. We are just seeing the real her. Y'all heard what the cousin said. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's true. We don't see the bracelet or the gold necklace anymore. Where's her jewelry? I hope she kept them away from Pap. You know he'll pawn that fast. That was podcast money. She needs to stop wanting to be a star and just do the work. Has Sia said when her next fight is? No. She said that it's coming up. She didn't tell us with who. She didn't tell us where. She didn't give us a date. She didn't do any of that. So it'll be interesting to see if she actually has a next fight, because I don't see anything about it. I don't see any fighter talking about it that's supposed to be fighting her. I don't see, Win or Salida announcing it. I haven't seen anything about it. That's just straight from her. People with real talent put their head down and work. Yeah, everybody. Pianta Ross says, yeah, buying her sister a car, and her brother a car might have wiped her out. She had to see their jewelry. We haven't seen either one of those chains nor that bracelet. That's right. Where's the chains? She's lost it. Eating salads with spoons, overeating, not on the gym. Pap is her downfall because I'm sure he's not around her that much. Paula says Clarissa's clothes look cheap on average or average at best for a millionaire. She doesn't have a lawyer. She has an attorney. She ain't got that either, in my opinion. Coffee said, where's that $90,000 Van Cleef bracelet she was bragging about? You know, celebrities can rent jewelry. So I'm not saying that it was, but it could have been a rental. Did you know, says she was trying to keep up with Remy's lifestyle? Yes. Box Girl and get the endorsements. Cut your comments off. She says she has 2 more fights under contract. Always, that's what I would do if I was her. I would, disconnect from the internet, go train in the gym. I wouldn't put that up either. I won't put up none of my eating. I won't put anything up. I will go completely silent, and I will go get myself prepared for my next fight. And that's what I would do. And then maybe when her career is done and she talking about she gonna have a baby and all that, if she want to come back online after that's all done, then come back online, but definitely with a different attitude than the one that she has now, right? And different behavior. You heard what Remy said in her diss song about Pap. Sure did. I don't like cake, but I eat cupcakes. I pray for Clarissa, even though she's been rude and disrespectful. She needs guidance and counseling. Clarissa don't have a lawyer. She has an attorney. Lawyer could have opened more doors for her. Oh, Layla. Going after Layla was absolutely a huge mistake. Absolutely. Yes, she's stressed out. That's not the Jezebel spirit is showing up, and it's not cute. Plot twist, they do give her sound advice. She just don't listen. Shay, you say you don't think she listen? Well, is Pap giving her the advice? Because she says she listened to everything Pap Poos tells her. Contracts generally have a decency clause. They may simply use that as an opportunity to get out of her contract. Clarissa is the type to say, I am not barefooted. I just don't have 4 shoes. Uncle, what? Oh my goodness. I hear you. Girl, what's the T says? I agree. I think they give her advice to Clarissa, just don't listen. You think they give her advice too? You can tell Pap is sucking the life out of her. I was looking at Remy and she is aging backwards now. But during Pap, she was wasting away. That can happen when you are with the wrong person. They will drain you. I think she hates women she's attracted to, allegedly. Nikki, what? Just stand by. She's going to really bug out in a few weeks when Remy's movie or Lifetime comes out. Ooh, I can't wait to see her movie. Clarissa has multiple personalities and her behavior is bipolar and her eyes look evil. Then she wants to train with Krishan, and Krishan should stay clear of Clarissa. Now, I hope Krishan is staying over there on her side and she is not fooling with her. I heard she's trying to fight Franchon again. I don't think anyone wants to fight her anymore. We don't want to see a fight with Franchon. Thank you, Coffee, for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to buy me some coffee with that super sticker. Because I love to go get me some coffee, child. And I've been trying to stay away from Starbucks because they cost so much. But I'm going to add that to my coffee bucket. And I'm going to give me some coffee. So thank you, Coffee. Clarissa's team was asked once Pap entered the scene. He is her team. Since the incident, not even a PR rep has made a statement to defend her. Well, she did say that she was getting rid of everybody. She did say Pap tells her who to get rid of, who to not ever talk to again. She made that statement. Y'all remember that statement where she made it very clear that she was getting rid of everybody. So maybe, it was under Pap's recommendation for her to do that. Okay. Or his, I don't know, guidance. I don't know what you call it. Her friend Sean don't go near her again. Apparently she didn't buy the car for her brother. Oh, she's not handling it with the cops. She's going to handle it with the police. Dollar fat. Krishan, please stay away from Claressa. Did you know 4321 that part and cannot come even close? Hey, Unicorn. We at the end, Unicorn. You have to go back and listen to the rest. A lot of stuff that was talked about. She's not going to that law. She's going to court or whatever she said. Where is that dream Corvette? Parlay. See, y'all be noticing everything. Where is Corvette? Where's Corvette? Where is her Corvette? Please, no baby image. Oh, Claressa being a mother. Well, that's what she said. That's what she said. I ain't said. Claressa is not about to do that because she wants to be in the spotlight. She don't like pretty women, period. It started showing she was falling off when she popped out in that purple Bonnie jumper and white stacks. That whole outfit was hideous. Where is that Corvette? Good question. Papoose got the jewelry. The petition is 2625 signatures. That petition is growing. Pap doesn't need her saying he pays all her bills while he's in a divorce. He sure don't. And Remy sitting back and being quiet is exactly what she should be doing. Ask her about the jewelry and she's going to say it is upstairs with Papoose because he like it up there. BK pawn for his gambling habits. We supposed to believe that Claressa got $8 million and she bought 2 cars and now she broke. She needs to be on her. Oh, okay, Kikila. Okay. If she has a baby, that baby will be in. I see. Y'all see what P2 Ross is saying. For Claressa to be silent, she'll need a muzzle with a key, so he only opens it to fit. Child. Yes, the fight. Oh, Miss 2216 said the fight is June 3rd. Okay, where do we find that at? Did she announce it? Well, I know we can go and fight on if it's a real fight. Miss 2216. So it's been announced. Where did you find that? Let's go see it. That's why Pap is not stopping her. He is stockpiling all of this for when he wants to make his great escape. Yeah, it will be in his best interest not to address it. Let her do whatever she's doing. If that is his plan, and he seems to be very much calculated based on what he's shown us, then it will be in his best interest to not stop any of this, to let her go ahead and do what she's going to do. So when he comes out and give us his reason for leaving, so it doesn't look like he left her, he just came, got what he wanted, left. This would be a perfect way for him to do that. It would be perfect for him to do it this way. Oh, y'all tearing these comments up. June 3rd. Where is it, y'all? Wait, June 3rd. That's next week. Who is she fighting? Okay, y'all. There's questions. Who she's fighting. As per the Michigan Unarmed Combat Com and Department of License, she can be suspended for integrity issues, engaging in behavior that threatens the integrity of the sport or violates good moral. Okay. Unbothered is giving us, some information on what can happen when it comes to Claressa. I think Pat will make her take the fight with Cyborg. Millionaire complain about $24 appetizers. She better hope alienation of affection is not part of the game. Get familiar with the term, ladies, especially when common law is coming back. Ooh, not common law coming back. I thought Claressa was supposed to go down and wait for her next fight, and she would not be down by June the 3rd. Nico, she sure won't be down by no June the 3rd. You're right about that. And who is she fighting? Who is she fighting next week? Her other personality? I don't know. Can someone that gave us that information tell us where they got it from or who she's fighting? She didn't have sense enough to just buy the T-Mobile bracelets and keep it pushing. No match is scheduled for June the 3rd. Unicorn said ain't no match scheduled for June the 3rd. According to Google, there isn't any televised fights on June the 3rd. So who is that? Claressa, is that you in here giving us that date? How is the fight June the 3rd and she hasn't had a training camp? Claressa wants to have a baby. It doesn't mean that she wants to be a mother. She's not capable. Remember when she called into that show trying to act like it wasn't her? That's when I knew she wasn't wrapped tightly. I saw no fight. She's well over to it. Now, y'all know when you come in here and give some information like this, y'all already know the family about the research while they on this live. So whoever said that, that's in the chat, because look, the family is saying there is no fight, okay? I want you to tell us where this fight is, because I'm going to listen to, I was hoping you was a part of the family too, but I'm waiting for you to respond and you haven't. Otherwise, the family in here just saying there's no fight. Several of our people saying no. Claressa claims her next fight is in August, allegedly. Shalita Promotions has a fight in June, but it's not Claressa. Okay, Unicorn said there's a fight, but it's not her. Her head is not even on fighting. Did you see her in the gym when she asked Papoose for money? She is nowhere near no fighting. She is not in fighting condition. And then she was just out with 2 plates of dessert and a whole bunch of other stuff. So she's not in, she's not in fighting condition. It's no promo or no fight. Girl, bye. Hello, Capricorn. Claressa played herself. Claressa better wait till she gets older to have children. She has to grow and mature first. True. She's training for not OnlyFans, Unicorn. She announced June the 3rd. Miss 2216 says she announced June 3rd. Oh, she announced June 3rd. Okay, but it's not up. Okay, got you. So Miss 2216 said she announced it. Okay, she announced it, but there's no record of it. Got you. Okay. So I don't know. June 3rd. Yeah, June 3rd is next week, isn't it? Yeah. That's really soon. She's not fighting because she hasn't lost the weight. You can't believe anything she says. Claressa has some serious food issues. She'll be doing a live of herself eating soon. She's definitely an emotional eater. She is. When you play saying you are a Christian, committing adultery, saying God sent Pap, God will not be mocked. He is dealing with her. She needs to truly repent. Yeah, you definitely cannot play with God like that. Who wants to fight her if she only wants to fight in Detroit? She wanted Krishan life so now she got it. That destiny swap gone wrong. If Claressa herself announced the fight for June 3rd, why hasn't she been training? She's delusional. So June 3rd is quick, right? And I would think that we would have seen something by now. Or she's going to announce it June 3rd. Maybe that's what she meant. She's going to announce it on June 3rd, y'all, because June 3rd is too quick. So maybe that's what Claressa was saying. Claressa Shields does not currently have a confirmed next fight officially scheduled as of May 2026. Her most recent bout was a unanimous decision win over Franchon Cruz DeJean on February. Yeah, so maybe Claressa is going to announce it. I think that's what it is. She's going to announce it. Now she has too much cottage. Not cottage cheese to work with. Y'all are crazy. People eat when they are depressed. I think that is a I think that is why she eats like that. She's lying. There's no schedule. Fights for Clarissa. No, I think she was meaning the third. Clarissa's going to announce it because she said she was going to announce it soon. We'll see on June 3rd. Now watching it anyway. Yeah, I just want to see who she is. What I say? I want to see who she's fighting and if she's going to announce that there's a fight. One of the other things that Claressa does is when something else is happening, she does this all the time. She'll talk about whatever is happening and then she'll add in some other information to kind of throw you off, in my opinion, to kind of throw you off of what the situation is that's happening right now. So she meshes things together, stories together. One is for her to deflect from what's actually happening. Another is to throw in something extra to continue to deflect from what's happening. She does it all the time. All the time. So that was supposed to prove to us that she was not banned from boxing, like MVP said, according to her. But MVP never said that. So you're trying to defend something that was never said, and you try to say that they were defaming and lying on you by you coming up with something that was never said in the first place, that you could clearly read in what they put out. They never said that. I didn't see it. Maybe I misread it. Okay. Maybe I have to go back and get it. But according to what I saw, it said she was banned from MVP events. Not boxing. They don't have the power to ban her from boxing. And we all know that. Papoose, though he won with Claressa, but he finally sees that she is delusional. But he is in way too deep now to leave it. Even if he wanted to, Claressa would not allow him to. He's stuck. Well, you know what? That's common Dharma. For those of you who are new to me, who weren't on my other page, I say Karma and Dharma because I say Karma got a twin sister and I call her Dharma. I made it up. So that's Karma and Dharma. That's double karma for her. And Papoose, his time is coming. I think she's that karma for him, but I think it's only going to get worse for the both of them. Yes, Remy birthday, Remy new movie, side chick always have something being a hater. Bad Apple, hey, where you been? I finally caught it live at the Silver Park family. Hey, y'all. Hey, girl. Look, we at the end now, and I'm just reading some of the comments before. I hate to get off, even on the old channel. I used to hate to get off with y'all, but I'm just reading comments, and we're just talking. That's all. But I know I missed y'all Friday, so let me apologize. I was tired, y'all. I was too tired. If I would have came on talking to y'all would have thought that I was over here under the influence. I was so tired with my training classes that I'm doing and with other people that want to become content creators and still trying to do my content. So I apologize for not coming Friday. Sometimes I'm going to miss it, but that's why you got to have your notifications on. And I'm going to come back Wednesday. I might drop some commentary in between, but our regular days is going to be mostly Fridays. Now, it may not be every Friday, but I will be over here a lot on Fridays, okay? And we'll be back Friday. I'm planning to come back Wednesday if I have something to talk about. But I'm also going to be expanding this content because it's not just going to be all Claressa's page about Claressa. So we will be expanding soon. But what I will be talking about is going to be in reference to women, okay? Because this channel over here is going to be about learning lessons for us women. The men are welcome, but my focus is us. Relationship topics, items that we need to talk about that we can learn a lesson from. That's what this channel is all about, okay? And we will continue to talk about Claressa. She didn't come and join us tonight like she did on the last two videos, but she'll probably be back. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. Now, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, okay? So you'll get all my notifications. And like I said, if YouTube don't send out the notifications, if you subscribe, I do put all of my announcements in the community tab. However, you will only see that if you're subscribed to the channel. And don't forget to come back and watch and share your thoughts and your opinions. Let me see. Y'all still down in these comments. Likes up, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all still in these comments, tearing these comments up. Now, I'm going to get out of here. I do appreciate each and every one of y'all. Oh, and I will at some point be going live in my membership. So if you want to join the membership. Now, on a membership, we'll be able to get raw and spicy over there because, you know, I don't have to worry about the algorithm and all that on the membership. So if you're interested, please go and join the membership. I'm trying to get some membership stuff together and get that together for you all in the background, but we will be over there soon. And we're going to have a good time over there talking about whatever we want to talk about and clowning. I thank y'all so much again. I'm going to put my outro on. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'll see you on another video soon. Bye, family.
I should have known better, Aisha. I should have known better that I'd lose. I should have known better. Tell me that this wasn't all for nothing. I should have known better than I did. I should have known better. Love's love, man. I should have known better. To give my all, it never works out for me. Could've kept it at a friendship. No hard feelings, no bad endings. No, look at where we are. Old familiar restart. Put the cards on my heart. Welcome back to sad girl part. I should've known better off alone. I should've known you were hiding your phone. I should've known that time would show me your true colors. I feel I would play the fool. I should've known you would break our rules. I should've known you wasn't ready to be a lover for me. Could've kept it at a friendship. No bad endings, no hard feelings. Now look at where we are. Restart. Put the cards on my heart. My heart. Back to the sad girl part. Old familiar restart. Put the cards on my heart. Welcome